Look at finding the area of a triangle. Now, if you remember back in geometry and probably previous to that, you learned how that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. And so if you look at a triangle, the base is this length, the height is that distance right there. Okay, so that's fine as long as we have that information to find the area. But let's say, for instance, we had a triangle ABC, and I gave you that this length was 10, and this length was 8, and this is a 43-degree angle. How would we find the area of that triangle? We know a base, but I don't know the height. Or I know a base and I don't know the height. The height's going to be an altitude to the triangle. And so what that does is creates a right triangle. What we could do to find this h is use SOHCAHTOA. We know the hypotenuse, and we're trying to find the opposite side. So I could say the sine of 43 degrees, so h is equal to h over 10, or h equals 10 times the sine of 43 degrees. And then we can use that as the height. The base is 8, so the area is going to equal 1/2 times the base, which is 8, times the height, which is 10 sine of 43 degrees. And that's all right, and then you can put that in your calculator and you'd find out what the answer is. That's really not that bad to do, but there's a shortcut for doing it, and this is a case of side, angle, side. And when you have a case of side, angle, side, this is how you figure it out. So we're going to look at that same problem, except we're going to look at it just in generalities. Or just instead of having numbers in there, we're going to call this A, B, C. And let's say I gave you what side C is, and what side B was, and what theta is right in here in the middle. That's my angle. So this is a case of side, angle, side. If we compare that to up here, the area then is just going to be 1/2 what the base was, which is B. And then if you look at this, this is this side, and this is the angle that was in between it. And so this down here is going to be exactly the same thing. It's just going to be C times the sine of 43 degrees. We can just simplify that then is notice that it's really just A equals 1/2 the two sides multiplied together times the sine of the angle in between. This should be theta, I guess. Got carried away here. All right. And really, there's what the formula for finding the area of a triangle if you know side, angle, side. So one more example. Let's say I gave you that we had that triangle ABC, and I told you that this was 102 degrees, this is 23, and this is 25. I want to find the area of that triangle. Well, using this formula up here, the area then is just going to be 1/2 the two sides multiplied together times the sine of the angle in between. And so then you take your calculator, make sure it's in degrees, so make sure you check the mode first. I'm just going to go 0.5 times 23 times 25 times the sine of 102. And the answer is 281.2 square units, whatever they happen to be. A equals 281.2 square units. So if they gave me units on this, like this was inches and this was inches, this would be square inches then. Nothing else mysterious about it. That's what there is to it. Go ahead and do the worksheet now.